Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
To play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Start with Chris, add a dash of sport, squeeze in some music, then shake, don't stir. And you've got the ultimate blend, LTID, with your host, Chris.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watchalong show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
I'm still on fucking mute all the time. Yes, thank you. And you know what? That has been one. I was late coming in. Everything's gone tits up tonight. Excuse me, ladies. But no, I'll do all that again. It's only been 5 minutes that you've not been able to hear me. You can sit there and look at me and go, that's very nice. Look, we've got 2 games to watch tonight. Who cares about Tottenham, Man United? Who cares about Tottenham? not even the fans. Apparently, this is. I've got to say this before any of the kickoffs come in. I've got to say this. Apparently, Tottenham Hotspur refunded all their fans the ticket price for that game, but then they took the points off them in the shop. You're going to get points that allow you to go to away games. They actually took those points off the players, off the fans, because they technically hadn't paid for them. Only Spurs could do that. What a bunch of plonkers. If you want to come in, Brad, I don't. Hopefully you can hear me now. You've gone deaf. Well, look, I am. The best way to listen to me is to have the sound down. I've got to be honest with you. You just don't want to hear me, Brad. That's what it is. I've told you I need a hearing aid. You do. You're in Coventry. Oh my God, it gets even worse, Gray. Even worse. Hopefully you can all now. Yeah, I can't argue, mate. I cannot argue. It probably was the best sense I've made. Yeah, I'll give you that one. I'm stuck in dreaming. Yes, unfortunately, you can hear us now. Thank you so very much. Look, let's say Spurs are playing tonight. Do what it says below there. I do not want to hear any scores, any updates, sending offs, bookings, VARs. Do not say anything for any of the games. That is just easier, because we will be switching between Everton and Southampton, because those are the two matches that have a direct effect on us. But we will also be keeping an eye on the Tottenham Man United. And apparently Maguire's out. And I've got to say, I'm grateful that the news that the Nottingham Forest player he broke his jaw. He got carried off yesterday on the stretcher, but hopefully he'll be okay. Please, the one thing I will let you do, though, once I've shouted it out, remind me to change the score below. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll probably do. This will probably be a lot easier for myself. I know you don't like watching these things, Brad, but if you did want to come in, do feel free. I'm going to change that so I don't have to actually update the score. There we go. There we go. That's better. I can just let it go along then. Let me now then, in that case, do that. There we go. So that is the table. God, yes. It's looking a little bit worrying, isn't it? Looking a little bit worrying. I'm not going to lie. Even though we were 17th, even though we were only out on goal difference, it looked good. It looked good. I just don't know what's happening this season. I really, well, I do know we're shit. If you ask me now, I think we're going down. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think we're going down? Do you think we can stay up? I don't know. Fair point, Brad. Fair point. Like I say, let me know if you want to come in, mate. And we can just have a natter and a talk as we go through it, because I'm not giving a full commentary. I was going to do a preview for the our Everton game, because obviously Thursday night's our preview night. But to be honest with you, I thought if we're doing a preview, we might as well watch the match. And what is actually quite funny is that James, who's a big Everton fan, and comes into the chat, is a mod on the chat and what have you. He's actually gone out tonight. He's got a season ticket. He won't go to the game and he won't watch it. So that says a lot. Together, anything is possible, say the Everton fans. Andrew, I'm not optimistic anyway. I'm really not. Yeah, if you want to stream the maybe the Southampton game, or whichever one you can stream, I can stream the other, and then we can have a bit of a laugh and a joke if you want to. As I don't feel you have to, because I know you don't like non-Leicester games, which obviously is totally understandable. come on, we've got Newcastle. You've got to do us a favour. You stuck 6 past Spurs. I love the story as well. I mean, it's Spurs. Brad said Spurs are the joke that just keep giving and giving. Not only did they do that with the fans, refund the money, then take the points off them, but apparently somebody, a Spurs fan, stopped to fill up with petrol while the match was on. He was listening to it on the radio, and he got out of his car at 0-0, filled up with petrol, went into the station, went for a wee, got himself a coffee, had a chat with the guy behind the counter, paid, came out, got in the car, and they were 5-0 down. 4-3-3 for Everton, 4-3-3 for Newcastle. Let's think. Gray says, down with the Forest. Toffees are going down with the Forest. You know what? You know what pees me off is that the FA won't make a decision about this points. They've dropped the balls again, haven't they? They daren't actually. And it's annoying because, well, certainly from an Everton's point of view, they're not going to know where they get off. Oops, that's just gone out. Let me just present that again. It is going to be one of those nights tonight. I'm not going to lie. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. They do. Sharky's in. Away the lads. He says, Sharky, one job tonight. You better do it. Otherwise, I'm never going to watch Ant and Dec again. Those are the games we are covering. Do you like the old artwork? And we've kicked off. Newcastle are in the white top, green shorts, and green socks. Everton kicking left to right, and Everton in obviously their home strip, blue top, white shorts, white socks. You could be quite right, Andrew. You could be quite right. It is the only Southampton have kicked off as well. Already there's a Newcastle player down. I hope everybody can hear me okay now. The problem is if I'm playing like at the start, because I wasn't quite ready, I had to put a picture up. And because I put a picture up, it doesn't mute the microphone. So I self-muted myself. Oh, Newcastle, that's cheating. That is cheating straight away from Newcastle. He did not have his arm in his face, and he went down holding it. What a cheat, Newcastle. I'm sorry, and I would call it out if it was Leicester as well. You can plainly see his arm never went above his chin, and he went down holding his face. Shaky, I hope you're embarrassed by that player. I think Gray's had one or too many to drink. He's singing already. Tottenham and Man United kick off at 8:15. I love you. I like Newcastle, and I want them to win tonight. But that was just blatant cheating. Why do they do it? Because they know they can be picked up by cameras all around the ground. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. That was up there with Harry Kane for Newcastle. That was. Yeah, I mean, obviously the best. I mean, we need Newcastle to win. Let me just make this so that it updates itself. There we go. A bit like that. Yes, we need Newcastle to beat Everton. Bournemouth, Southampton. I guess a draw would be best for us in that match. Yeah, I think a draw would be best for us because Bournemouth at 34, they're not out of it. They thought they were safe, but that loss to West Ham the other night, 4-0. Wow. Andrew, I was talking to Doug today. I'm going to, if Mark Selby's in the final, I'm doing a snooker watch along as well. Doug says, "How can you do a watch along for the snooker?" And I said, "Well, it's just going to be like watching the telly because the commentators are just sort of you don't see anybody or anything; they're all behind the scenes." But yeah, I'm going to be doing one as well. Got got the Blue Army shirt on in Cov. Nice one, young Gray. So we're just coming up to 5 minutes in. It's 0-0. I think it's 0-0 in all the games. Southampton have made a good start though, and Bournemouth have just had an attempt. The moment Everton are going for it, and that's the worrying thing that I can actually see other teams getting wins. Like Forest last night, they do get the odd result. Southampton, they've got an odd result here and there. I haven't, but the only problem is that we play Monday night. So if the final goes on to Monday night, I can't do the snooker because I'm obviously doing Leicester Everton. Snooker, looping, nuts are we, him and them and me and I don't know, whatever it was. You can't do that these days though, can you? It's got to be me, them, him, and if you're talking about Sam Smith, it, that. Fisher people, what a plonker. So 0-0 in the two games that count. I think if you're not a Spurs fan, you want Man United to win. I think probably Spurs fans want Man United to win if it was to get rid of Levy. Great. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Mind you, I mean, I still think of Coventry as our biggest rivals, but we just haven't played them for so long. I mean, some people say Derby, some say Forest, but to me, your rivals are the closest team to you, or closest, professional team to you. And to us, that's Coventry. We haven't been in the same leagues for a long time. Brilliant, Brad. What I'll do is I'll send you the link, Brad, and then if you can, you can, and let me know which game you are going to be covering. Yeah, Pickford versus Pope tonight. A couple of England players. It's a throw into Newcastle on the far side. The draw's not the end of the world in this game, but we do need Newcastle to win. But look, it's just the way our season's going. Just seen your prediction for the Leicester Everton game, Brad. That's a bit conservative for you, isn't it? You kept it to single figures. So is anybody interested in a snooker watch along? Formula one on Sunday we'll be doing. Been a while. I didn't do the Australia one because it was too early in the bloody morning. I watched it, but I couldn't be asked to get up and do all the artwork for it. But there we go. You know what's going to happen though, Leicester fans, don't you? That Newcastle will have about 30 attempts on goal, miss every single one. Damari Gray will come on and score for Everton. I don't think he's starting. Oh, shot across goal, and it literally was a cross goal. It was nowhere near going in. Let's see if Damari Gray is starting for Everton. It's Pickford, Godfrey, and goal, obviously. Godfrey, Keane, Tarvosky, and Miguelencho. I can't get my teeth in today. I should have just stayed in bed today, shouldn't I? Owana, Giai, and Decore across the middle. Oh no, Iwobi, Calvert-Lewin, and McNeil up front. I'm guessing he is on the bench. No, Gray's not even on the bench. Oh, is he? Hang on a second. Yes, he is. Number 11. He is there. Gray, you keep drinking. Keep drinking, sir. That's what you do when you have a drink. Keep drinking. Gray, as always, sir, you are a gentleman, and I really do appreciate it. Of course, now I'm old and retired. What can I say? Anybody got work in the morning? I haven't. 5 years extra not doing anything. Mind you, those of you, the people that used to work with me would have said I never used to do anything anyway. Great, but great. I really, really, really do appreciate that. You know, it means a lot every time you do it. Thank you so very much. Yeah, the thing is, though, Brad, I think that about cricket. Oh, we're starting a battle. I got yes. I mean, getting. I think you're halfway there, Gray, aren't you? That is unless you get barred from the pub for wearing the Leicester shirt. Oh, this is sloppy play by Newcastle at the moment. No, it doesn't, Luke. No, it doesn't. Good to hear, though. Good news to hear that your player, and I apologise, I've forgotten his name, but it's a broken jaw, which isn't good. Obviously, it isn't good, but it looked a lot worse because he was carried off on his side, and now we know why, but he just wasn't moving. And to be honest with you, yeah. And it's a free kick to Everton inside that little semicircle, half circle thing just outside that in front of the box. Newcastle are playing dangerously here. You can't say anything to that, can you? To be honest with you, I don't know many snooker. I used to love it when in Steve Davis days, and I actually went to watch an exhibition and had a bit of a joke with John Parrott and Stephen Hendry. But yeah, I don't know half the players. It's only if it's Selby. Only if it's Selby. Let's hope he hasn't reached his Selby date. Selby. Oh. I'm trying, guys. Yeah, I'm very trying.
Maybe we could live without the wisecracks.
Yeah, I think we probably could. Oh, and it's wasted by Everton over the top. Pope didn't really even have to jump for it. You see, I'm like this sober. God, have you never seen me when I'm drunk? Pub crawl later. Great. Thank you so much for the £10. Really do appreciate that. Means a lot. Have a great night. Don't get yourself into trouble, please. I don't want the police ringing me up asking me for a reference for you. Gray. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but have a great night, Gray. Have a great night. Paint Coventry a darker shade of blue than it actually is. So Newcastle on the ball here. Coming down the side. On the near side. Oh, it's in. Oh no, it's in the box. But it was a lovely chip in there by Newcastle, but it was straight down the throat of Pickford. The Newcastle players trying to stop him getting rid of it, which he's entitled to do. He is entitled to do. So at the moment, both games are 0-0 with 12 minutes gone. It's weird watching Newcastle. That green. I don't mind a bit. Well, you can see I like green, but I don't know. It just doesn't. excuse me, it looks odd. There's colours that teams shouldn't really have. Yellow, I've never liked, because Leicester have a lot of away strips of yellow. I've not really been a great fan, although I've got some. I like this new strip here. Well, this is the polo version, but I do like our new third kit. I like the colours of the second strip, but I just don't like the way that they've put it together. It looks like a policeman on an off day off. Lovely ball by Newcastle. Can he get to it? Yes, he can. He's kept it in. Oh, and then he's just given it away. So 0-0 for both these games. Obviously, Everton came out the blocks very early. This is a nice move from Newcastle. Nice little 1-2 there. Played onto the far side. Got a couple of players over. The overlaps there if the player wants it. He played it into the box. Straight to a Newcastle player, an Everton player who kicked it out. Bit wasted there. It was a lovely move. Probably the best move of the match so far with Newcastle. They're getting more and more in control. Leicester for life, are you in yet? Because I've got some news for you. I don't know if you're in yet or not. On Twitter, Brad. Twitter. Oh, I can't believe I was about to do that. Oh, stop me. Please. Everton have got it on the far side now. It's gone out. Is it going to go out? Yes, it is going to go out. No, he kept it in, Newcastle. It didn't go out for a throw-in. So Newcastle have got it in a defensive position here in the middle of the park, trying to bring it away. They're not looking too bad at the moment, Newcastle. Everton came out really, really strong. Yeah, and just said on the BBC here, there are signs Newcastle are starting to settle now after having to deal with Everton's enthusiastic start. It's very, again, a wayward effort there, kept in by Everton. Well kept in, and chip over. Oh, Pope went up for it and he got it at the second attempt. Leicester for life is in. Guess what? Is this in the semis, by the way, Andrew? Is this in the semis? Guess what, Leicester for life? Eagle Piggle's back. I'm talking to him tomorrow. Not Eagle Piggle, obviously, anybody, it's just for Leicester for life. But talking to Dave, but yeah, talking to Eagle Piggle, Leicester for life. He's had a good time in Australia, but he's glad to be back, but he's really tired with the jet lag. Having kids. They're all grown up now. 17 minutes gone here, 0-0, and there's about 15 minutes gone, 18 minutes gone at Southampton, and they are 0-0 as well. Obviously, Southampton, we do know they can put a goal. I mean, if they play like they played against Arsenal the other night, and Bournemouth play like they played against West Ham, then it's all going to be absolutely, that is a totally open game. There is a link on my Twitter, by the way, from All About not All About Leicester. That was me. A podcast I went on talking about Leicester. Newcastle now. They got it in the box. Pulls it across. Oh, nearly an own goal. Nearly an own goal from Everton. Oh, and now there's handbags. Now there's handbags. I think it's Wilson and Pickford. Now they're all smiles and kissing and making up. England teammates there. But do check it out. It is the let's have a look. Absolute Football Podcast. Do check it out. It was an absolute privilege to have that Leicester TID on all to myself for an hour. What a great guy Chris is, and what a really interesting podcast to do. What can I say? You've either got it or you haven't, obviously. Just make the door wider for when I go for a wee at half time. If Pick was on the prediction show, mate, he won't predict Arsenal to win. How are you feeling? What a match! What a match! The teacher beat the pupil. And I saw about the last 20 minutes of it, and it was funny because when I kept flicking over to that match, Anthony, Arsenal didn't look to be doing too bad, but overall, now Bradley, don't be like that. Some people just appreciate how good I am. It's the semi. We all need a semi every now and again, don't we, Andrew? Keep me informed. You can keep me informed about the snooker. So Everton with it at the moment in the centre of the park. It's a long shot. Oh, a shot there for Everton right down the middle. It was a good effort, to be honest with you, but it was straight down the throat of Nick Pope. It's an interesting game, this. Newcastle, I mean, let's be honest with you, Newcastle, this is strange territory for them because the last time out, at 21 minutes into the game, I think they were 5-0 up, weren't they? Good tackle there. That was a good tackle by Newcastle. Oh! And the Newcastle defender there, so blasé, went to trap the ball under his foot, missed it completely, and it went underneath. Luckily, Nick Pope was awake for it behind. Anthony says, first half billing. What the hell was that? I know. Anthony's replied to Brad. First half, says Anthony, we was awful. Then we make our subs and played better. I think it was probably a little bit late, wasn't it, by then? Haaland let the hair go, didn't he? He let the hair go, and that was it. He got his goal. It pissed me off because I'd gone for 3-1 and I would have got 3 points. Brad, by the way, is absolutely storming the prediction league this week. He lets me go top every now and again, lets me have me bit of fun, and then absolutely just slaps me back down and puts me in my place. Did you get the link, Brad, by the way, that I sent? He was literally doing all this, wasn't he? I mean, Jesus Christ, he did look like a shampoo advert. So, question for everybody in the chat. What was worse? Manchester City 3, Leicester City 0 in after 20 minutes, or Spurs 0, Newcastle 5 after. Oh, sorry, well, Newcastle 5, Spurs 0 after 20 minutes. I think it makes our defeat to Man City look pretty awesome. And Newcastle just can't get a goal kick. They're struggling when Newcastle come at them. When Everton come at Newcastle are really struggling at the back. Yes. Brad, I love you, mate. I love you to bits. You know where my mind was going with that, don't you? We're spending too much time together. Did you? Are you able to come on, Brad? Just so I know what I'm planning. Bournemouth are playing well. Solanke's got a good effort, says the Blue Fox. Remember though, read what it says along the bottom. No, even on that game, although I'm not covering it at the moment, depending how it goes. But I don't give any, basically any spoilers out for any of the games. 25 minutes gone already in this one, still 0-0. Newcastle had 60% possession, which is surprising, but Everton have had 6 shots. Newcastle have only had 1 so far. Okay, Brad. Well, I'll see you for the Everton game Monday night then, eh? Oh, dear. So Newcastle have got it at the back at the moment. Yeah, at Southampton, they've just said passes are starting to get held up on the surface water on this pitch. It was fine this morning. It was nice and dry. I went out this morning, and it absolutely peed down at about 3 o'clock and hasn't stopped since. In Southampton, when it's raining, with it being sort of straight on the coast, it's not a nice place. Not a nice place. Not that it's particularly beautiful any other time, if I'm honest with you, but there we go. Hello, Southampton fans. I know you're not watching. Shaky, you are a Newcastle fan. Just remind me. I think I've got that. I'm presuming that's right from what I remember from you tonight and you other comments. For the sake of his career, Kane should leave Spurs. Yeah. I mean, he's got all the goals and be remembered for that. But as I said in one of my shows, I did a show on him and Vardy. I think Vardy's the one that will be remembered as the better story. Oh, go on! Yes! Newcastle, it's in! Got a bit lucky, if I'm honest with you. Got a bit lucky. But it's in the back of the net. Back of the net. Newcastle United 1, Everton 0 after 27 minutes. Woo. And I know it's not Leicester playing, but you know what? We're not scoring many goals at the moment, so let's enjoy the team.
Go! Back of the net.
Yes, that is me in the background, by the way. Callum Wilson got the goal. It was a lovely ball across the park to the far side. Lovely chip to the left wing. Lovely turn. The goalkeeper, Pickford got it, but he didn't hold on to it, and it fell. And it was a poor effort from Pickford. If you're going to do that, make sure it doesn't go straight out into the centre of the box in front of you. And Callum Wilson got to it first. He was awake. It actually came off an Everton player first. and then he couldn't get the second touch on it, and Wilson came in. That's a good striker. Look, he doesn't think, oh, I've missed my chance now, I'll sit here. He actually goes in for it. Pickford saying to Keane, not talk to me, tell me. I'm sorry, for me, that was Pickford. You know what these goalkeepers are like, Brad, eh? Away, says Leicester City. Yeah, well done, well done. I think Bournemouth, I have a feeling, will stay up blue. Sharky, can I just say, I did have a bit of a to-do with a Newcastle fan the other day in here. He came in while we were doing the Leicester Watchalong with Leeds and we were losing, and he was basically looking to wind me up, and it's not a good time to do that when you come into another person's chat and do that on their stream and they are losing. I'm going to say the likes of yourself and Geordie Tune for Life, it's always a pleasure to see you and to have you in the chat. You are very respectable and I thank you. Tottenham and Man United have kicked off. There's a minute has gone and Spurs haven't conceded a goal yet. So, so as the table looks at the moment, Everton are still, well, they're still, a point behind us. That hasn't changed. But at least they are still behind us. Of course, should they win tonight, they would go 2 points above us. Yeah, I agree, Luke. That's what I said. Yeah, LCFC, I'm watching all three of them. Well, scores, what have you. So it does explain at the bottom there, going across the bottom, no spoilers or spoilers or score alerts for any of the three games tonight. Any other divisions, I don't know if they're playing in any other divisions at all, that's fine. And I've got to say congratulations to Burnley for winning the championship. As champions, there's no better feeling than doing it at your biggest rivals, is there? They are technically in the relegation battle, I agree. I mean, a draw wouldn't be the worst result for us because Southampton, they're on 25 now. So that they're 4 points behind us. So if it's a draw, they'd still be 4 points behind us. It wouldn't be the worst result in the world. Yeah, they're just saying here, Spurs, the crowd could turn very quickly because obviously it's at the Spurs big dog bowl. It could turn very quickly if Man United take control. Yeah, Brighton let us down big time. I wouldn't say they looked tired after the cup game because everybody else had played at the weekend. All right, they'd played an extra 30 minutes and penalties, so you got the mental tiredness, I guess. But they just didn't look. They just didn't look on it. And it's a corner kick to Newcastle. Mikalenko chipping it out. He did. Rotherham Cardiff. Oh, that's a classic, isn't it? I shouldn't joke. We could be playing both of them next season. Everton are stunned. The fans and they had been playing reasonably okay up until that point, but I've just seen an Everton fan. Don't know who's taking the corner there for Newcastle, but there's an Everton fan going, yeah, at him. Yeah, Sharky, you're right. What was the score last night, by the way, Burnley, Blackburn, or whenever they played? 4-0, was it? I don't know if it's finished. There is a Champions League game going on tonight. It's another corner on the far side. Trippier with it. It's into the mix. Oh, Pickford missed it. Pickford missed it totally there. And now it's a throw-in to Newcastle on the near side. Oh, it was 4-0, was it? Wow. Won it in style. Four 0 3-1. Different. There's a throw in here for Newcastle if they finally take it, which they do. Being pulled there was the Newcastle player, but they've kept hold of the ball, but they've been forced back. Virtually, well, it's gone all the way back now to Pope, who wasn't quite ready for that, was in completely the wrong position. Apparently, it's a rain-soaked but fiery contested encounter at St Mary's. Oh, a shot there, but it was a weak shot straight at Pope. Brad, have you ever thought about turning your computer on like 2 days before and just leaving it on? I know what it's like, computers. Right, so it was fun. Not a problem, Shark. I was just confused. I'm old. I'm retired. I know I don't look old enough. But it is early retirement, I should say that. I do enjoy saying that, you know. I do enjoy saying that. It was Dwight. Oh, what was happening there? Nothing. Newcastle have got the ball. Oh, did they give it away? Yes, they have given it away. That's a sloppy ball there from Newcastle. Very true. That's the thing I've noticed with Newcastle. I mean, when you look at Arsenal, even though I know they lost last night, but when you look at Arsenal and Man City, and then you look at Newcastle tonight, I mean, Newcastle wouldn't, I don't think, live with the Man. If Man City were on that form they were last night all the time, Newcastle wouldn't be able to live with them. They really wouldn't. Yeah, they're just showing the goal again. Pickford, he went down, got his hands to it. It went straight to the feet. Well, it hit a Everton player, defender. Then the second Everton defender couldn't get to it, and Wilson just stuck his foot out and got it in. I don't know if you saw that as part of the goalkeepers' union, Brad. I think you'll be toast, Anthony, when if you're starting your quizzes up again. Newcastle player I've got to be honest with you, and this time he does actually. I can understand him going down. He fell on his back from a fair height. Newcastle coming away again. Oh, again Pickford and his defenders are not talking. Pickford came to punch it out, and the defender is out there. Oh, Pickford is not happy with his defence. I don't know whether they're not talking to each other, but totally there. There's no communication whatsoever. Do you know how you? But Brad, I've got to say, do you know how you invite Jordan Pickford to a cafe for a drink? T-Rex. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think if Forest had got that penalty, then it would have, well, I think it would have been the same result, but just a bit earlier, to be honest with you. Nice little back flick there from Newcastle. Doing a bit of a Leicester there. We're Everton. Nobody out covering the right back position, and the left back of Newcastle was all on his own, all by myself. And but he couldn't keep it in. Can't keep it in. I gotta get it out. Gotta get it out. Do 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 do. Oh, I hope he's got a spare one, Blue. That's shaky. Oh, come on! That was a shirt pull, and that's going to be a booking. Oh no, he's got to be careful now. Booking simple, stupid. He's ripped his shirt. That's how obvious a shirt pull it was. I do actually wonder where Jordan Pickford actually goes shopping. Yeah, apparently he goes to the diner store. I'm here all night. It's his 8th booking of the season, and it's probably his simplest one. Man United have gone 1-0 up. Oh, somebody here has just said new manager bounce lasted 6 minutes. Tottenham are 1-0 down already. And I think we could be, well, I mean, they've lasted 6 minutes. I suppose that's an improvement. And it was Jordan Sancho that scored it. A missed tackle in the midfield allowed Marcus Rashford to advance to the edge of the box before finding Jadon Sancho. He takes the touch and slots in a superb finish into the far corner. So that will be good news for Liverpool. I don't think we've ever been 10th. I think 14th or 13th was the highest we've ever been, Blue. A bit dirty tonight, are Everton, in fairness to Newcastle. So we'll see how Spurs react. See how Everton are reacting, and let's put in the foots in. If you can't get on, Brad, then do you just want to come on at half time and have a chat about the games? If you want to do that, we can, like we normally do. You're welcome to do that. So this does at the moment mean that Tottenham are behind Liverpool. Tottenham are in 7th. Now Liverpool have moved up to 6th. A late spurt from Liverpool. I can remember watching the Community Shield, Brad, and thinking and saying, "It's Haaland. What's all the fuss about?" Oh yes, just shows what I know. Trippier is limping a little bit there. It looks he got caught quite badly. Like I say, they're not scared of putting the boots in here, Everton. It is having said that, it's now a free kick. Leon, evening, Chris. Are Everton going to score a goal? Your opinion? Yeah, I mean, they've had more shots than Newcastle, in fairness. I mean, if we have a look at it, they've had 8 shots to Newcastle's 4. Both of them, though, have had the 3 on target, and that's the difference. But Newcastle look you awkward sod, Brad. You awkward sod. Whichever one I send it on, it's always the other one, isn't it? There we go. Let me get out of Twitter and get onto Facebook. Honestly, could have Gary Lineker for only just a little bit more money. And you know it, Brad. And you know it. A wasted corner from Everton there again, and that's the trouble. They are. Oh no, they've not taken it yet, but it was wasted. Actually, I do predictions as well. Trippier's back on. Newcastle look not nervous isn't the word, but if Everton were a better team, they could have had the lead here tonight. But as nervy and as mistake ridden as Newcastle are, it's Everton they're playing. And unfortunately, that does some Everton up at the moment. And I'd say exactly the same about Leicester as well. And now it's 3 minutes of an injury time. The rain's really beating down outside, I've got to be honest with you. Indeed. Ninja Turtles, you can't go wrong with a bit of ninja. So 45 minutes has gone here, and it is 1-0 to Newcastle. We are in the said stoppage time now. And it's still 0-0 between Southampton and Bournemouth. They're in the 47th minute as well. Now then, I've got a test for you here, Brad. Remember what I said, Blue, about reading across what's going across the bottom? What type of tool does a prehistoric reptile carpenter use? A dinosaur! Chipped into the box by Everton, but away by Newcastle, but they haven't really got it clear. Long ball upfield from Pickford. Well dealt with there by the defender for Newcastle. Just takes it on his head and just heads it back to Pope. We're just playing down the game now, and Bradbury coming in a second once the final whistle goes. Everton are through though. They've equalised. Everton have equalised. OMG! In the 47th minute. I don't think they're celebrating because of VAR at the moment. Oh, he's offside. I think he's offside.
He better be offside. My laptop's about to go for a swim towards Newcastle at this rate, mate. I've never had a laptop piddle me off so much as this one does.
Because know when they get like that, they just get so annoying.
Oh, mate, I was just like, I'm going to turn it off and tell you I can't do it in a minute because it's just getting that much on my nerves. Mate.
Don't worry. Don't ruin your night. If it's annoying you, then just forget it. It's not a problem at all. Now, what are VIR going to be doing here?
I hope they're all offside. I can't be asked with Everton getting a point or a win tonight, because I'm still optimistic we can get out of it. But if they win tonight, then my optimism goes.
Yeah.
So please rule it out, VAR. Do your job. Draw the wiggly lines of death.
Well, actually...
No, don't you actually me, Chris. You better be going, yeah.
The Newcastle player on the far side. We could be having kneecap versus toenail here.
Oh, I've never wanted a toenail to be offside more in my life.
No, it's the toenail that's playing him onside, possibly.
No, then I hope they've...
Oh, the lines are in. The lines are in. Sound like a drug dealer, don't I? Offside. It's been given as offside.
Oh, thank God for that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to abandon doing it the way I was hoping to,
right,
mate. My laptop's just...
Do not worry at all. Do not worry at all.
It's just... A coma patient would react better than my laptop.
I think we need this, though, after that decision.
Yeah, definitely, mate, definitely. Oh, that was... Yeah, I was hoping, in my infinite stupidity, I mean wisdom, that my laptop would work so I could come on the stream on there and I could watch it on my phone, because I could watch any game you needed to, because I've got an app that plays them all. But yeah, it doesn't work. So yeah, I'll come on now because it's practically half time.
It is half time, as you mentioned.
It is half time,
and it's the Callum Wilson goal that is splitting the teams. But at the moment, we are looking at 1-0 to Newcastle, and Southampton and Bournemouth are 0-0. Really, the two games they are both going as best as we could hope at the moment.
Well, they're certainly going well for me and you, because we'd be getting a point for the Everton game. And if Southampton and Bournemouth want to play at a 0-0, that'd be an even better one for me, because that's what I went for.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Well, I mean,
Southampton losing or drawing is still ideal, just because it starts to eliminate them a bit. We've got to start creating gaps, haven't we? If we're staying up.
Yes, we have. So. I mean, Brighton. They let us down yesterday. Can I just say, by the way, mate, congratulations. You are having a Steve Lynex of a week.
I thought you said I was having a good week.
Oh, you're on 14. If you get this, you've got the 15 points before Steve Lynex has.
Well, there you go then.
I mean, that's not including tonight's games. You've absolutely... You let me have my 1 week on top, and then you said...
I told you, mate, didn't I? Yeah. I told you.
But this is why I have to make the most of it when I actually am on top. Because it sounds so...
Is that what you told your ex as well?
If you just tuned in, we are talking about a football table.
Just saying, is that what you have to tell your ex as well? I make the most of it when I'm on top.
Oh, dear. So let me say, I mean, Spurs are below Liverpool now. Spurs have dropped down to 7th. You say, and it's very, very true, Spurs are the joke that just keep on giving, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. It's, they've gone from a cereal winner to someone who waits to get the cereal toy out of his cereal box. As management, how has it gone like that for Spurs? From 65-year-olds to 24-year-olds and still studying for GCSEs, bless him.
Yeah, I actually trod on a Tottenham player once. I got accused of being a serial killer. God, I know. Even I'm embarrassed by that.
You're hard work, mate. You're hard work. You know that.
You love me, really. You really.
I do, but really, there's like a hole in the head sometimes with your jokes.
But yeah, they are. It's amazing. And after 6 minutes, I mean, they are holding Man United, who are only 1-0 at the moment. I love that story about the guy who went to fill up with petrol. I don't know if you heard it earlier.
Yeah, I did. Oh, what a horrible... You want to ask for a refund on your petrol because life's depressed you enough.
Well, again, that's the other thing. Right, so they've given all the people that bought a ticket, they've given them refunds for the tickets, but because they've given them refunds for tickets, they've taken the points off them to qualify for away matches because they didn't know.
Yeah. It's like, we're sorry we played that bad, but no, think about it though, Chris. It's quite charitable of Spurs. It's very charitable and gracious because, right, you know them jokes that say, "Look at what some sicko did. I left 2 Spurs season tickets in my car window, and someone smashed my car window in to leave theirs in as well." That sort of joke. I think it's quite smart what Spurs have done, because they've obviously looked at that and gone, you know what? Not only will we refund you from the game, but we'll make sure you don't have to waste your money on going to another away game because you won't have enough points.
That's true.
Very gracious of Daniel Levy.
A Newcastle fan going, not happy at that. But I was watching a Newcastle fan with the 5 goals going in. It made Mark Goldridge look like a vicar, I tell you. But that is 1-0. But where we're at, which is we're down the bottom together, and again that sounds wrong, and you know what I mean. We are currently 18th with 29 points. As it stands, Everton has still got 28. That is a big game, isn't it? On Monday.
Yeah. You talk about Man City Arsenal being the battle for the title and Arsenal capitulate. You almost think that if whoever loses that game on Monday night is all but a championship side, you get the feeling, wouldn't you? I mean, if Leicester, especially if Leicester go 4 points ahead of Everton with the win, you just imagine that Everton would be looking at that table going, "Oh God, there's only a few teams that we can catch, really." And if results go against them as well, I mean, we're still hoping results go our way in certain games and that, but it make me feel better.
We shouldn't really be relying on other teams, though, should we? That's the thing.
No, but if we'd have sacked Brenda in January, right, maybe we wouldn't be losing Caglar to Atletico Madrid. Maybe we'd have had a sturdier defence. Who knows? It's almost like Peter Taylor who is waiting for the mask to get taken off him and go, "I got away with it a second time if it weren't for you meddling owners and fans." I don't know. Oh, you're frozen.
Sorry?
You froze a little there for my stream.
What annoys me is, and it's the same with any manager that leaves, I guess, is that he not only making a shit job of, probably if we go down to the Premier League, to the Championship, this is on Brendan Rodgers' CV. I don't care what people are saying. But the fact that he's cocked things up for our future, like with Soyuncu, we have seen in the 3 games that he's played, 2 man of the matches from our channel, and a close one, for the 3rd game. We're seeing what we're going to be missing.
Yeah, sadly. I mean, okay, from what we've seen of them, we probably take a look and go, okay, well, at least with Faze and Sutar, we're going to be okay in that department. Only because I just can't imagine a world where 2 players that signed a few 12 months ago are going to be allowed to walk out the door cheap. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Sutar was used to playing the Championship, so at least he might fancy the fight if we did go down.
Well, at least we've not got Sadler, because Sadler would have given him a rest every other week.
Yeah, God.
Geordie Boys has come in. He says, "What's the best result for Leicester in the Southampton Bournemouth game?" I think a draw, to be honest with you, would be, because Southampton, I didn't realise there was. I thought they were closer to us than they are. But Southampton have got 25, so they're 4 points behind us. So we don't want a Southampton win. Bournemouth are on 34 and we're on 29, so they're only 5 points ahead of us. And obviously,
to be honest with you, Chris, me personally, it's one of the only result that doesn't bode well for Leicester is a Southampton win, because if Bournemouth go down, I know it sounds silly, and people might say, surely you want as many teams close to you as possible. But I've said this for a while now. Any team right now past Leeds and Forest, who are the only teams realistically ahead of us that we can overtake with one result, are all I care about. If we get into a situation where Bournemouth are another side that we could overtake with a win and get ourselves even further away from it, then so be it. But right now, if Bournemouth beat Southampton, it keeps us 5 points above them, and it's one less thing to worry about. They're not a threat right now. The only results I give a monkeys about is Everton losing tonight, Southampton not winning. Can't help Forest in Brighton, my ex split with me earlier this year, and she's still taking the piss out of me, isn't she, mate? I can't believe it. The one time I needed Brighton to be Brighton, Gordon Bennett, but there we go.
You can't. Bloody women, eh? Bloody women.
Yeah. Although I'll be honest with you, I thought when I saw the results, I thought, oh Christ, that's Forest out of it now. They're going to be 3 points above us, but they're only a point.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just having a look. The games this weekend. Forest are away at Brentford. Now, Brentford aren't having the best. Well, they're still playing well, but they're not as good as they were earlier in the season. But Forest, absolutely awful away from home.
Yeah, that's the thing that we'll just be hanging our hat on in hope, won't it, really? You look at the comparable run-ins, and you even look at Liverpool. We know on their day that we could get a result out of them being at home. So I still favour our running, and I think that's the one thing that gives me the edge to have optimism is, yeah, okay, because we're looking at it in a different light. Okay, Forest got the win. That happens. They've got a point ahead of us. But had we not got the point against Leeds, they'd be 2 points ahead of us. If we lost against Leeds and Everton got a draw tonight, and we're not saying they still can't, but, we're sort of 45 minutes away, but you could look at that and go, oh, now they're ahead of us. At least tonight, if Everton lose, it's a point gained, and it still has some value to it. And then obviously we meet them on Monday. That'll be determined of our season. Yeah. What we do with the easier list.
We've got to be careful of. We keep saying that, we've got the easier running, but we're running out of those easier games because we've got Everton next. Then we've got Fulham. Now, to me, they are two. Well, Everton should be winnable, and no disrespect to them. Fulham, I think we could win it because they still won't have Mitrovic back. And then we've got Liverpool, who are hitting some good form at the moment, although Nottingham Forest made them look pretty, average the other night, even though obviously they lost. Then we've got Newcastle. Now, I've got to say, I know Geordie Boy's in. I'm guessing Newcastle are your second team for tonight and Sunday. Definitely. The thing is, though, Geordie, I've been watching this, and I know you haven't, Brad, so bear with me, but I haven't been overly impressed with Newcastle. Because if this is the Newcastle that played against Spurs, Spurs must have been bloody awful.
Even we beat them.
Yeah, that's true. And can I just say, Geordie, I'm not sure who it was, but right at the start, and like I like Newcastle, and I'm pleased with them. They got the money, etc. But I call it out, and if it was a Leicester player doing it, I call it out because I don't like cheating. But there was within the first couple of minutes, there was a clash, and the Everton player had his arm across the Newcastle under his chin. It was there under his chin, and the Newcastle player went down holding his face. Now I'm sorry, I don't like that. That is not. You don't need to do that. The team that you've got at the moment, you don't need to be doing that. But just go on and get another 2 or 3 goals, please, and stop us being nervy. Leeds have got Bournemouth, Brad.
Yeah, again, it's probably for them. It's probably more of a favourable thing because Bournemouth turn up. But it's not a case. I don't see them more as their winnable games. I just think they're games you fancy the odds better because of where they are. Because Everton's at home, West Ham's at home, Wolves was at home, Leeds. Okay, that was away. So in hindsight, you take the point, but you just feel that if we can beat Everton at home and catch Fulham halfway to the beach, that would then turn. What would that be? That would be 10 points from a possible 12, which is something unfathomable we've done this season. I just feel if you're a fan base and you're a bunch of players and the manager of the club, you're looking at who you're playing, and they're not favourable because they're in and around us in that sense, but they're favourable because I have more confidence in Leicester beating Everton at the King Power because A, Dean Smith changed the atmosphere, and B, the crowd have been fantastic. I mean, you could hear them singing still when the players were getting interviewed after the Leeds games. Obviously, they get held behind at Ellen Road, but they were fantastic. And, unlike last time when it was at Goodison, you would have felt like, oh, that's not what we really want to go to. Because even if they get trolloped by Newcastle tonight, and let's say it ends 3 or 4-0, they'd still feel like being back at home, they'd have more of a chance to bounce back. You kind of sometimes you're clutching at straws, and we've had them vital games at home. So if we can get to Everton and Fulham and pick up another 4 points, I'd still take it.
I mean, George is saying there, he basically is agreeing with what I said. Lovely man, like the cut of his jib.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
if that goal had been allowed for Everton, and somebody just said online, they've just said, what made him offside was something that he couldn't have scored the goal with anyway. I don't get it, but we do. It's a joke, VAR. We know that anyway. But if it was 1-1, I couldn't say that wouldn't be fair. This is the thing. You have that 6-1, then you have this 1-0. It's like they never scored in the first 20 minutes. What the hell were they doing? But it's football, isn't it, for you?
It is, and the one thing is, I did, when we were talking about this Newcastle takeover and how they would be this season after what Eddie Howe did at the end of last season. Obviously, he fired them up table, kept them up very, very safely in the end. Yeah. I was one that's, they obviously could still get Champions League football on their first season fully fledged with the backing and all that, and they deserve it. But I did say at the start of the season, Newcastle will be brilliant, but they'll just have games where it's like a flashback to the old Newcastle. And I'm just hoping that this isn't one of them games where Newcastle just... Because who was it they suddenly threw in the towel against and lost like 3-0? Was it Villa? Something like that?
Yeah, I think it was.
I mean, that might not be the best example because of how well Villa are doing, but you know what I mean? Like, they've just... I always felt they'd be susceptible. And tonight, when we say we'd take a win 1-0 against the run of play, not caring as long as we got the points. As long as Newcastle end up with a W next to their name for today's game, I'm not really that arse. I'm sure Geordie boy might be grumbling.
We'll find out for the second half because they've just kicked off.
Right. You're obviously going between games, mate. I'll probably do the same on my end and try and give an account for both games. So I'll join you a bit at full time, unless you're going to go straight off afterwards.
No. I'm always here for you, Brad. Always here for you.
I know you are, mate. I know you are. Right. I'll see you full time, buddy.
Thanks for popping on. Cheers.
No worries. Bye.
Bye. So there we go then. Thanks to Brad for coming on. Do check Brad's site out. Top 10 battles, by the way. He's having a bit of I've had a few problems, and he's had a bit of a rest, but he is coming back. So do check it out if you like your quizzing and your banter. Newcastle attacking straight away here. Oh, God. It's a corner. I thought that was Tarkowski with an own goal there. Oof, that was close. Crossed it in, did the Newcastle player. Oh, he hasn't taken this shot. Oh, it hit somebody and it went out. It was very lucky that he didn't hit him and it go in, to be honest with you. And Southampton have kicked off as well. That is still 0-0. So let's bring the table back up again, and that's how it is looking. Geordie, just don't cock this up, Geordie, for us, please. I'm begging you. Go on, I gave you all the support when everybody hated you when you got all that money. Do this for us, and then just be nice to us when we play you later in the season. Good luck, mate. Enjoy the game. Thanks for popping on. It's not quite half time at Spurs. 37 minutes gone there, and it's still 1-0 Man United. It was James Tarkowski that got it out for the corner, because it would have been that was goal bound. That was goal bound. So. Yes, all right, no problem, Anthony. Put me down for Bristol City win. I think Burnley going to go on the beach now. Oh, chip into the box by Everton, but they didn't. They didn't get onto the end of it. It was a chip into absolutely nobody. I must admit, I do like. I've never been to Goodison Park, but I do like watching games there because it is the old style sort of. I'll please him. Give him my best. Just say, go on. I'll go 7-0 Bristol City. There you go, Anthony. 7-0 Bristol City. No, it is one of the old style stadiums. And I do like the new stadiums for being modern. I mean, I remember I went to the old Wembley and I went to the new Wembley. And my God, it was like worlds apart. Everton scrambling to get it away at the moment. Now they do. It's a long ball upfield from Everton, but it's going to go straight out on a Newcastle throw just inside their own half. Eddie Howe's doing his best Brendan Rodgers impression. Bournemouth have taken a lead at Southampton. Marcus Taverner has scored for Bournemouth away at Southampton. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now then, interesting. Southampton are down to 24 points. As you can see there, I believe on the graph, I think it's updated. Yes, they're on 24 points. Bournemouth are up to 14th now on 36. Brad's got his wish. Matty. Oh, yeah. How you doing, mate? How are you doing? Welcome along. He's not on the pitch, is he? He's got to come on. If my... No, he's on the subs bench. He's on the subs bench. There's a corner to Everton. Oh, too long. All the way over. And it's going out for a throw into Newcastle on the near side from a corner on the far side. Boris, did you? You should have come up and said hello. It was the Community Shield, sir. I didn't get a ticket for the FA Cup. I was at the Community Shield with my son and his soon-to-be wife. Oh, that's a free kick, surely. Yes. Newcastle free kick. WWE move there by WWE? WWE move. I don't know, WWE. Oh, God knows. I don't like wrestling. Selby's he's making hard work of it by the sound of it, and Andrew. Yeah, I remember walking up the steps and they announced the Leicester team, and then Marty was in it, and everybody groaned. But we'd have been up Giant Creek without him this past season. Oh, what a lovely ball, Newcastle! All the way across field, pick them out. Oh, poor ball in, but they've not got it clear, but it's only straight back to a Newcastle player. That was an amazing ball of the match. To be honest with you, it deserved better. Oh, and it's just come off the head of an Everton player. And I think they're able to get it up to the halfway line. Yes, they are. Oh, and he's pushed the Newcastle player over. Everton have got a chance. Oh, what a save! Oh, Pope there again. Wasn't he got it? He palmed it out, and it did go back into the middle of the pitch. But it actually was lucky because he got away with it where Pickford didn't. Because it went to a Newcastle player who was able to put it out. Target's got a yellow card from Newcastle. Leeds are playing Bournemouth. Shaky. Thinking of crazy Shakespeare. Sharky. Leeds are playing Bournemouth, I do believe. I don't believe it. Yeah, Leeds are away at Bournemouth. The Bournemouth fans will be doubly happy because his first booking of the season, Matt Target. Bournemouth will be doubly happy because, of course, it's a local derby. Oh, Everton. Everton are coming at it now. They've come out the blocks a bit. But Taverner on 50 minutes with an assist by Solanke has put Bournemouth up at Southampton. The massive goal, they say here. Man United have gone 2-0 up against Tottenham now. 44 minutes gone, and it's Marcus Rashford with the second. I'm just going to have a look at the massive goal in the relegation battle. Bournemouth have it, and through that danger man, Marcus Taverner is found on the right and allowed to cut inside one man, then two, before rolling a low shot into the far corner. The Cherries are moving towards safety. Saints are sinking, it says here. Ooh. So it is Everton 0, Newcastle 1, Southampton 0, Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0, Man United 2. I'm really surprised, and I'm not being disrespectful for Newcastle, but I know it's hard to say that Everton are putting up more of a fight than Spurs. That's something you wouldn't have thought you said, but I think they are. But they haven't put the chance away, and I think that probably sums up. They get now then, referee's got to try and sort that out. He's giving it to Everton. Wow, I'm surprised at that. Yeah, Sharky. Oh, come on, that was. I'd like Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis a little bit there. Let's have a look at the table. So Southampton are on 24. So they're 5 points behind us, 6 points off safety. But Bournemouth have got 36 now, which I think if Leicester had 36 points, I would be thinking we were safe or feeling confident of being safe. Everton have it on the near side. Yeah, because Everton's goal difference is shocking. 10 worse than us. Nice interplay there by the defender and Pope. But it comes back out with Everton. Yeah, that's what I say. It is almost worth a point, that. People keep saying, well, Leicester got probably one of the easier run-ins. And I suppose in fairness, it shows the effect that Dean Smith has had on our club. That we are disappointed with the 1 point away at Leeds away to Leeds this season. Let's be honest with you, a couple of months ago, we'd have bitten your hand off for that. I think so, Sharky, yeah. I said Bournemouth was safe the other day. They then went and lost to West Ham quite badly. That dragged them back into it. But if they hold on to this, the only thing with Bournemouth is their goal difference is minus 31, which is the same as Forest. They've got to be careful with that. Oh, chip over Everton here. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, what? Thank you. Oh, I mean, he should have taken it on first attempt. He didn't. Thank God he didn't. And it was up and over the goalpost. And that is Everton's problem this season. You know, they've not been able to finish. I think he was onside. The player that set him up. It was a lovely chip over. I think he tried to actually chip it over Pope, and he didn't do it very well. But then Newcastle defended well, and it was a poor effort in the end by the Everton striker. It's 3 games are being played tonight, and they are all away games. Let's just see what we were predicting. See how Brad is absolutely He's got 14 points this week in the prediction league. Brad and me both went for 2-1 here. I went for 2-1 to Southampton. Oops. Brad went 0-0, so at the moment he's not doing well either. We're not even looking at Steve's, bless him. And Spurs, Man United, 3-1 to Brad, 2-1 to me. But I mean, both of those were say before the drubbing that they took. As a Newcastle player down. Oh, Pickford pushes him off the pitch. I can see why he's doing that. Remember when we played Burnley last season and Cornet, again I call it cheating, was actually injured off the pitch and screwed his arse back onto the pitch to stop the game when they were winning. He's French. What is it about the French? Now let's have a look at this because he was off the pitch, the Newcastle player. So I think he's done exactly the same. I mean, I can understand it was a foul, but I think he rolled back onto the pitch. He rolled back onto the pitch, and that's... See, to me, no, LCFC. That's when VAR should be used in hindsight. So it's still 1-0. Man United are 2-0 up. Like I say, 3 games and 3 away teams are all winning. But I can understand Pickford getting annoyed. I really can do on that one. Oh, now they're fighting over a ball. Oh, now Longstaff's gone down. And now Everton players are trying to pick Longstaff up. And it's stupid. It's stupid Everton players, I mean, because time is going to get added on. So I don't know what you're trying to lift him up for. If the role was reversed, and this is the annoying thing, is I can see why Everton fans are getting annoyed because, it's technically time wasting. But if the roles are reversed, Everton players would be doing exactly the same. And it was the Longstaff who a minute ago obviously rolled back onto the pitch. So they'd be doing it the other way around. Let's just be honest with that. But VAR should be able to look at these after the match and go, you know what, that's a yellow card. But they haven't got the guts to do that, the FA. Yeah, and the VAR, I was just wondering what the VAR was checking. We're checking the penalty on that Longstaff challenge, but it wasn't given, obviously. I do like this. Southampton are taking pot shots now and getting nowhere near the goal, apparently. I think Southampton, if they lose this, I think we are looking at them. I think they are sinking. I think the Saints are sinking. They're not marching on. I think they're stumbling. I mean, it's stumbling towards the Championship. Hopefully, we're not going to be with them. Free kick. Everton headed up in the box, but it goes straight. Well, Nick Pope comes out and collects it. Good goalkeeping from him there. Rolls it out to the right wing. And they're still giving the ball away here, our Newcastle. Indeed. Saints fan here. Not happy. And he's saying, well, that's pretty much it for Southampton. All season long, we've dithered and been totally lacklustre. Still beat us twice, mate. Terribly poor management. Chelsea, clueless, poor decision making, and are now paying the price. The boos will begin to ring out now because they are not only down, but possibly done for. 3 seasons, I mean, let's face it, no one is going to want to go there. Yeah, I mean, you've stayed up a couple of times. Newcastle here. Lovely 1-2, a shot. Oh, and it was over. Good effort from Newcastle, though. Yeah, Saints have been hovering around the bottom for a few seasons. And when that happens, it used to be Wigan. Do you remember Wigan? They always used to just manage to stay up, and it really annoyed me. Because they won the FA Cup and then went down. All in the same season. Oh, what's going the referee going to give here? That was a bit of a challenge. Oh, they're not asking for it, Everton. Sean Dyche shouting from the sidelines. Oh, I think Newcastle probably got away with one there. I've got the video, LCFC. I've got the video. Sean Dyche is bellowing from the sidelines. Do you think? I mean, we've obviously got Dean Smith in now, but Ant, although I didn't want him at the start, Sean Dyche, Ant was really shouting for him, and I think by the time he went to Everton, I was saying, "Come on, we should be getting rid of Rodgers now and have sort of got Sean Dyche in." Was it a step too far for him at Everton? I mean, they're a big club, have got some money, new stadium in the pipeline, not even been built yet, and it's been earmarked for our World Cup challenge or Euro challenge, whichever one it is. But they are struggling. Newcastle are about to make a change, but would Sean Dyche have been able to do any better with us? That'll be one for Brad to remind me to ask Brad when he comes in at the end of the show. So Joe Linton going, I think that Joe Linton is going off for no. I think somebody was coming on and now he's putting his top back on again. So it's a corner for Newcastle. Not sure what's happening with the Newcastle substitution there. Very, very quiet Everton by the look of it. Chipped in, it's headed away. A good header out there by Everton defender. Oh, there's a ball back in. It's going to be too far, though, for Newcastle. Oh! No, he got to it, but he couldn't keep it in. It's a goal kick. Yeah, the Everton fans are just sat there. They do not appear to be getting behind the team. They're still not going to make a substitution, Newcastle, but I think they're to change their mind as to which player is going to be coming on. So we're 66 minutes in. It's still 1-0 here. It's 1-0 Bournemouth beating Southampton at St Mary's. And at the Dogs Bowl, Tottenham are losing 2-0 at half-time to Manchester United. Sums it up here for me on the BBC. Desperate night for the Saints. I've never heard a true word been said. Because this again is going to be a game that the Saints look at and go, we could win this. How can a team and this is, I put Leicester in this bracket. I put virtually every team apart from Arsenal and Southampton. I put every team in that bracket of how can you be so good one week and so awful the next? Southampton were outstanding against Arsenal. So Almiron is off, Murphy is on, Target is off and Burn is on for Newcastle. I hope this microphone is working okay, guys. If you can let me know, because I'm still sort of breaking it in. Eddie Howe's done a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic job. I mean, yes, they brought some players in, but when you look at, like Joe Linton, who's just come off, when you look at these players that were... Oh, Newcastle here. Have they done too much? Yes, it's going out for a... No, has it gone for a corner? Yes, it has. When you look at the likes of Joe Linton, I mean, awful under Steve Bruce. And it's just about being played in the right places and being played, dealt with right. And you know what? You could say that about Soyuncu, couldn't you, and Sumari under Dean Smith. I thought he was going to go in purely as a stopgap for a couple of seasons and get them established, because obviously they've been at the lower end of the Premier League. And I thought he was going to be a stopgap manager. Once a big name comes along, in a couple of years' time when they've established themselves, mid-table on top half. But I think the only thing he'll leave Newcastle for now is possibly the England job. I'm sure Newcastle fans won't want that. Oh! What an effort there from Willock. A volley. He met that sweetly. On one, he controlled it with his foot, tapped it up, and it came down. It was a superb bending shot, and Pickford somehow managed to get a hand to it. It's not the best corner, if I'm honest with you. At the moment, they're trying to break away Everton, but it's all Newcastle. I don't think they've had it out their own half for about 10 minutes, Everton. I'm guessing it wasn't being very nice about a certain person, Boris. I'm sure the club will have gone to the players and said, look, this is the deal, we've done with the Bell End. Don't do this, don't do that, don't say this, don't say that, anything bad about him. We all know Vardy is not... he says what he thinks. Quite rightly, in fairness, but we all know. I think we all know what he... I think one of those occasions where silence speaks louder than words. I think we can say that, can't we? Without fear of contradiction. 70 minutes gone. It's going our way at the moment. Personally, I would have liked to draw for Southampton just to keep Bournemouth in it, but it is a nail in the coffin for Southampton. Excuse me, guys, hiccups. Just mute myself for a moment. And just as I mute myself, Newcastle get a second. Sorry, I was right at the bottom of my drink, and you know what it's like with the straw, and it's making that slurping noise. 2-0. Everton 0, Newcastle 2. 15 minutes to go at St Mary's. 20 minutes to go here. Newcastle have just scored a second goal. And they are happy. And quite rightly as well. The goal scorer there, Joe Linton. I thought he'd gone off, Joe Linton. I bet Newcastle are glad he's not. But that's what I was saying. Oh, yeah. He just... Lovely. Number 28, Willock down to the byline. Gets a superb cross in. And to be honest with you, it was a superb... it was a lovely little chink in the box by Willock. And he had the freedom of Goodison Park. Joe Linton. He only had to leap about 5 inches. 3 Everton defenders, not one on him. And that's what happens. That is what happens. And as they say here, that is surely that. And the Everton fans do not look happy bunnies. Minus 23 now on the goal difference. No, minus 24. Sorry, it's not updated on this one. It has now. I've got the table on here so that it's shared, and I've got it big screen here because my main computer laptop is actually smaller. That's typical of me, isn't it? But yeah, minus 24. Newcastle, you can go and get another 3 or 4 if you would do. That'd be really nice. It was a well taken goal. I've just given the ball away again though. That is my worry with Newcastle. I mean, they're playing Everton. If Newcastle play like this against Leicester, and they won't because it's at Newcastle, but if they were to, we could get. I don't think we're not going to beat them, but we might be able to get a draw. Belting the ball away there just to get it away. Molpe has come on for Hawana for Everton. I think it's going to be too little too late. 74 minutes gone. I think he needed substitutes way before. What substitutes has he done, Sean Dyche? Oh, 73 minutes and it's his first sub. It's Rodgers-esque, isn't it? I can't believe that. Newcastle coming away now. Newcastle could... they're lining it up. 3-0. 3-0 Newcastle. What a superb goal into the top corner. And Everton are collapsing. Second on the night for Callum Wilson. Third for Newcastle. Just after the substitute's been made. 3-0. It was a superb chipped goal into the corner. All smiles on the Newcastle fans, on the Newcastle players. Everton fans are leaving. Not happy at all, obviously. Superb. How old are you, Boris? Just out of interest. I'm 62, and I can't remember them being in the second tier. I think they held the record for. No, other teams have been up. I don't know, but I can't remember them being down. What a superb move by Newcastle. Number 9, he was given again. There's enough defenders. Nobody's on him at all. An Everton defender comes back, but it's too late. He's chasing him from behind, and Wilson just takes it in his stride. Turns on the ball, lovely little turn, fools 2 defenders for Everton, chips it in, and Pickford, he's grasping at air, and it's in the top right-hand corner. Oh, you're 2 years older than me then, Boris. Only just 2 years, so we are of the same generation. Born in the 60s, but grew up in the 70s. Unfortunately. I can't remember the 70s because half the 70s is wiped clear or in jail now, so I can't remember the 70s. Oh, I do actually. Flares, Oxford bags, kipper ties. Bloody hell. Do you remember them, Boris, eh? Do you remember them? Wow. I thought it was the bee's knees. You went out and spent a fortune on big platform shoes, and then your flares were so big that you couldn't see them anyway. Newcastle coming away. It could end up being a cricket score. They're there. You can now tell Newcastle are on top. It's a corner to Newcastle. They're playing with the freedom now of the park. Marcus Taverner has pulled up holding his thigh. He's having to limp off the pitch, visibly upset. Of course, talking about injuries, it looks like Kells could be out for the rest of the season. I was born in 61. Mid-2000s? For me, I was like born in 61, so turned sort of, my teens were in the 70s. Glam rock was all in. LCFC, sorry. Oh, child, born in the 06. Bloody hell. It's another corner here. Trippy's going to take it on the near side for Newcastle. Oh! That was close to going in, but they've got it away. 65 at Leximus. Will you be able to retire then, Boris, or have you still? Did you, like myself, fall foul of the adding another 2 years onto it? I mean, I've just taken early retirement at 62. To tell you what was the best decision I've ever made. I mean, I haven't been working because I lost my job and I had mental health problems during COVID. So I was off sick for 2.5, nearly 3 years. Then I was out of work because I couldn't get a job. But now I'm not working because I'm retired, and I look at it and I think, my God, I wake up in the morning thinking, oh, what am I going to do today? It's a good feeling, Boris. Hopefully you can enjoy it as well. You're making us, honestly, Leicester, LCFC. What can I say? You're making me. I just think you've got all your exams coming and you've got your years and years of work. Ooh. That's interesting. Is that a goal back for Everton, I think? Yep, Everton have got a goal back. Very well, it was a poor defending from Newcastle. Poor defending, but they have got a goal back. It's 3-1. I went 2-1. If Spurs can get a goal back, I'd be very, very happy. No, now it's 4-1. Take your eyes away from the telly, and it's a goal fest. It's 4-1 now to Newcastle. BBC's just put up Everton 1, Newcastle 3, goal maybe not over just yet. And then Newcastle have gone down the other end and put another one away. Oh. Can I say, I've got to be, and I'm not, I mean, James, who comes on, is a good friend of the channel. He's out tonight, and I bet he's so glad he's out tonight. But this reminds me, and I'm not having a dig at Everton here, but it does remind me of Leicester. And we're not safe. We're not necessarily staying up, but Leicester earlier in the season. I mean, that was a joke. The guy ran along the back line, the Newcastle strike. I think it was Willock again. He just ran and ran past about 2 or 3 players, and he ran all the way across the line. And it was the simplest of tap-ins. What a play. It was Isaac there for Newcastle. And Murphy who got the actual goal. But Isaac, what a lovely run along that back line. I don't know what Everton were doing. I suppose they're scared of giving away the penalty. Yeah, it is a slap in the face, but do you remember when Leicester went down to League One? You won't remember it. You were only born in 2006, LCFC. You were a baby. A couple of small substitutions. Calvert-Lewin off, Sims is on, and there's another substitution that I've just missed. But when we actually went down to League One, because it a bit like Everton, it had been coming. We were so awful by then. We'd had a few not best managers, and we were every year we were doing Wigan. We were just staying up and what have you. We went down. It was the best thing that ever happened to us. I've actually got sticky toffee pudding in my fridge. I'll go and get it in a minute. Newcastle are just cutting Everton open at will here. That was an embarrassing goal. 4-1 to Newcastle. I love the Geordies. Fog on the Tynes, all mine, all mine. Fog on the Tynes, all mine. I know. I'm sorry. It's awful, isn't it? That was embarrassing, really. I'm doing it live in front of people. If you're new and you're watching, please subscribe. You've got to subscribe to actually if you want to chat, but subscribe. Tottenham are going to go back. Tottenham have got to go back. It's 2-1. 2-1 to Manchester United. Stay now. Blow the whistle. Blow that whistle, because I'll get 3 points in the prediction league.
Hello, Matt Elliott here. Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
for all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Yep, do what they say. Do subscribe. What does the X-Fox say? Subscribe to LTID TV. I think one thing tonight, I think we're looking at two teams that are going down. I mean, it's still only 1-0, but it's 87 minutes gone in the game between Southampton and Bournemouth. Newcastle fans I'm surprised that a lot of the fans have stayed this long, to be honest with you. Fair play to them. But Pedro Porro scored for Tottenham. Wow. I've just seen a shot of one of the Goodison Park stands, and it is over half empty. I mean, you can't blame them. It's Tuesday night. It's probably quite cold, although we're nearly in May. You know, they're on the coast there. They're not going to obviously come back from this now with 5 minutes left. Man United have just hit the woodwork. That would give another 3 points to Brad. And Brad would actually be... Well, that's something else we've decided. 3 things. Brad's won the prediction league. We're just lining up now. Everybody wants to have a shot for Newcastle. Couldn't get it through that time, though. Yeah, indeed, LCFC. Right. Story of Leicester's season. A couple of substitutions here for Newcastle. Story of Leicester City's season. Always concede a goal first. So Callum Wilson is coming off. No, he's not. Come on, BT. Gordon's coming on. He's all smiles. Yeah, Wilson and Willock are going off. Gordon's coming on. And I'm not sure who the other one is at the moment. Anderson. Gordon and Anderson are on. Wilson and Willock are off in the 86th minute. Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if Gordon could get a goal? No, you're quite right, Shane. You're quite right. Shane, what did you think of the video? I know you put your choices in, which were like just switching my choice totally around my table round. And I think it's an age thing when it comes to music, why we like those different ones. But what did you think of the actual production of the video for the semi-final for the music? Leon, that's bad. That is bad. $90 has been... Oh, Southampton have equalised! OMG! Oh, it could be offside. Shea Adams' boot looks to be offside. At the moment, Southampton have got the goal. But it looks like he's going to be called offside. Thank you, Shea. It actually took me ages to do that. I don't waste my days. VAR is looking at this for Southampton, and it has been ruled offside. It's been ruled offside. 13 attempts for Everton, 13 for Newcastle. So Everton, have, despite the scoreline, have gone down fighting. So it is offside for Southampton. It's still Bournemouth 1-0. And we have a corner kick for Newcastle in the 88th minute. Yeah, BBC just said this really sums up Southampton's night and whole season. With 20 seconds plus stoppage time to play, Southampton right on the brink still. They're right on the brink, and it doesn't relegate them, but they've got to get results that they haven't been getting all season. Oh, the ball comes back in there, but it's headed clear by Everton. Oh, it is! It's 5! It's 5-1 to Newcastle. Well, last game they scored all their goals at the start. This game they're scoring all their goals at the end. 5-1. Or is it? No, did he touch it? I don't think he did. Because it was headed clear from the free kick. And the number 5 came in and just shot it low, curling. They've scored so many. VAR are checking for an offside. Oh, was he? It's the thing, isn't it? See, I don't understand what is interfering with play and what isn't interfering with play. I'm sure that's what a lot of 70s DJs used to say. But they are checking it VAR in the 90th minute. 5 minutes. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Been ruled offside. It stays at 4-1. I think that was harsh, to be honest with you. It was very harsh. Good throw out by Pope. Gordon here gets his own teammates. 3 of them are on him. It took 3 of them to get the ball off him. I don't get offside. I really do not understand offside at all. It has been the story tonight. The story has been of VAR. Newcastle is still coming ahead. 3 minutes left. Plus, I think there's obviously the VAR stoppage time. Oh, this has got to be it. No! Oh! Oh my God, what a miss. What a miss. It was harder to miss it. The ball went across the Everton box. A superb cross. Gordon running with the ball, plays it forward. Number 14 again, clicks it over. 1-2. Player on the far side, on the right-hand side of the pitch, far side as we look at it, had all the time, and although an Everton player was closing him down, but he should have buried that. He should have buried that. Whichever points these guys get in their last 5 games, Leicester just need one more point than either of them. Well, yeah, it's easier said than done, though, isn't it? It would. I'd just say personally, it will never happen. But I just say get rid of offside altogether. Free kick on the far side, midway into the Newcastle half. It's a wasted free kick. Wasted. I mean, it was just going nowhere. But yeah, I mean, it is. It's too confusing. That is the problem. It is just too confusing. It should just be you either are onside or you. Oh my God, the stadium is empty. Stadium is empty. But yeah, it should just be onside or offside. End of. Coming up to the 94th minute, 95 to play. Well, not 95 more, but you know what I mean. Newcastle still probably feel they can get another one. Newcastle fan player falling over a steward there. Gives him a little tap on the back as if to say sorry. Yeah, Goodison, it is literally empty. But then again, like I say, we're in the 94th minute. It's all over. Bournemouth have beaten Southampton 1-0. 1-0 to Bournemouth. Nobody gets a point for that in the prediction league. It's all over here. It's all over here, I believe. I know he's got a booking. He was just 4th booking of the season for more pay. Oh! The corner. It's a corner in the 90. We are now played 95 minutes. Now it's all over. It's all over. And it has finished 4-1 to Newcastle. A good night's work for Eddie Howe. Guys, I need the toilet and I need to get a drink. So please bear with me. I will be back very, very shortly. And Brad will be joining us and we'll be having a chat about tonight's games.
Till I Die podcasts on the Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Anchor, and all podcast platforms.
Something is coming. Something big.
I've muted myself again. Bloody hell. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. Again, I'm just doing it. Oh, I'm doing it crap. This was for Brad. That's why I did that. That was for Brad there. There you go. So we both got a point, Brad and me, for Newcastle. Should have been 5, but apparently it was offside. So that moves Brad up to 15 and me up to 9. Still on 6 is Steve. Nobody got any points there. Southampton obviously had the goal disallowed, and it would have counted as a point for Brad had it stood. But Bournemouth now on 36. You've got to say they are looking safe, but they are 14th, having played 33 with 36. West Ham, 32 played, so they've still got a game in hand. They've got 34 points, so you would think they were safe. So then it's down to the bottom at 5 clubs. 16th is Leeds United, as you can see there, on 30 points, but minus 21 goal difference. Nottingham Forest, 30 points, minus 31. Leicester City, only a point behind, 29, minus 13 in 18th. And Everton in 19th, they stay on 28th, but they are now up to minus 25. And that could be well worth a point. It really could for Everton. That really, if they lost to Newcastle, they really needed to do what we did at Man City. And that was, okay, you know, you're going to lose. You understand that. Newcastle are going to beat you. But damage limitation, that's what we did. They didn't do that at all. It was cardinal damage, I tell you. Southampton are in 20th on 24 points. 4 points off Everton, 5 points off Leicester. You've got to say 6 points off safety. Son has just equalised for Tottenham, for sake. Where's VAR when you need it? And this is especially for any Everton fans that are here. Any Everton fans that are here. There we go, just for you. I didn't go out and just buy it. It was in my fridge. Sticky toffee pudding. That's what you're in. Sticky toffees. So it's 2-2. Nobody's getting a point at this play. Oh, no, he's not offside. You can't call that offside. But then again, what do I know? What do I know? So results, they really don't. Kane putting it across for Son. Funny thing I find with Tottenham and is, you know, they sacked Conte, but when they sacked Conte, he'd been off ill quite a bit, hadn't he? So that Stellini was actually doing quite well. they did better under Stellini than they did towards the end under Conte. And they put Stellini in charge, and then he did absolutely rubbish. And they've now got that, what's he called? Ryan somebody in at the moment. So it's 80 minutes here, and it's 2-2 to Tottenham. Have got the goal back. And this will be a morale boost for Tottenham. It will kind of maybe settle the Spurs fans down a little bit. The Man United are through here. No, it took too long. It took way too long. Fred there. Oh, couldn't quite get it under control. I mean, we say this true, but they're literally only 2 points behind you and only 1 point behind us. You know, this is the season when Saints play Arsenal and are leading them. Goals conceded in the final 10 minutes. Leeds 8, Tottenham 8, Leicester 9, Forest 10, Bournemouth 11. So Tottenham could still concede. But it is looking good for us. Everton is a huge, huge game. But we just can't take anything for granted. Leeds have got Bournemouth. That is going to be interesting. Look, you can only play who. I know what you're saying, LCFC, but you can only play who's against. You know who's out there against you. And we know it was top versus bottom. So even if Arsenal bottled it, you should think that they should have had enough to beat. To beat Southampton, but it is looking grave now for Southampton. Man United at the moment aren't looking impressive at all. Spurs are looking the more likely. And we said that, they then go and throw the ball, give the ball away. The curse of the commentator. So it's 2-2 in this game. Man United, what are you doing? They're coming away. They're attacking now, Man United. Oh, Rashford there with a long-range shot, and it went over. I don't think it was miles over, but it wasn't one that you sort of go, oh, that was close. Let's have a look at it. No, I don't think it was going to be troubling Loris at all. Let's have a look from a different angle. It was dipping, but no, that was miles over. No, they are different players. You're quite right, Luke. I wonder whether we dodged a bullet. I really do there. Lovely crossfield ball by Man United. Pulled it back, but there was no... went to a Tottenham player who just booted it out. So Man United have weathered that little Tottenham storm. Yeah, just saying here, one big step towards Premier League safety for Bournemouth and a giant step towards the Championship for Southampton. It's not. Oh, no, it's not looking good. You'll be looking at this for a penalty for Man United. Don't think it is. I think he slipped. Ten Hag's asking for it. I think Martial slipped as he was going for the ball. Would you put your money on it though, Boris? That's the thing. In a normal season, you say yes, but this is far, far from a normal season. Yes, they probably do, Luke. I mean, as things stand, the 62 points from 32 in third Newcastle. United are 60 from 31. So they've got a game in hand and only 2 points behind. Son is coming off, having scored the goal, and Tananga, which I always think sounds like a Bond villain, Tananga is coming on for Spurs. I mean, Tottenham, I've got to say, on that first half performance, I was thinking, and I forget, was it Matty Roundtree was saying he wasn't overly impressed, but my God, they looked good at the end. Kane has it for Spurs. Lovely through ball, in fairness. But United defend it well. Good defending from United. About 2 minutes to go here. Don't know if I'm freezing at all. My internet keeps having a wobble, but the weather is absolutely awful down here. So I was going to check. I want to know what the weather is like tomorrow. Let's have a look. On Friday. So 88 minutes gone, coming up to the 89th minute now. So we're in the last minute, depending on obviously what the stoppage time is. But overall, results gone good for us tonight. Newcastle doing us a huge favour. Man United will be annoyed they've let this one slip. Wow, I loved Keith Weller. I've got a signed picture. Well, not a signed picture, is it? Yes, I've got a signed picture of him here on my wall. Keith Weller. I can't remember seeing him live. But that was when I started to get into football, when the Weller, Worthington, Birchnell sort of era. I forgot you live in Burnley, don't you, Luke? It's been since about 2 o'clock. It's been raining non-stop. It was actually quite nice this morning, but 4 minutes to be added on. No, I think Tottenham. You know, I don't know. I know LCFC is the same. I presume in Leicester, where he is. You won't know this saying. Boris will back me up. There's a saying that is mutton dressed as lamb, which is basically means it's somebody like, who's got a fur coat and no knickers, if you like. Very, very rich to look at it, but, poor as anything when it comes down to it. And I think of that as the Tottenham Stadium, mutton dressed as lamb, because they've got this fantastic stadium and an absolutely awful team. Yeah, and you had told me, Luke, but I had forgotten. Have you not? Have you met up with Dan yet? Have you gone out and had a pint with him yet? Yeah, exactly, Boris. Exactly. Common as muck. I bet I'll have to get off this chair today. My bum's going numb. Kane apparently has won top man of the match. Harry Kane. Who knew? Who knew? They throw it away now, Tottenham. They will be absolutely cursing. If you are referring to us, Martin, thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Much appreciated, sir. Oh, just wide for Man United. I'm going to say just. It was only just from Casemiro. I think time's going to have to be up any minute now. It looks like they're going to be settled. We're in the 94th minute. Well, we're in the 93rd minute and about 15 seconds. 94 added on. Martin, you're a gentleman, sir. Thank you very much. It means a lot when people say that. Just a short sentence, but it does mean a lot. With to any podcaster, to be honest with you, we all put the work in, so we appreciate it. Thank you very much. We know we're not going to please everybody. Not everybody's going to like us. Of course, that would be impossible, but. Not the biggest, probably not the best, but we just hope we have fun and make everybody have a good time that watches us. To be honest with you, mate, that you're not rivals at all, really, aren't you? Yeah, Maguire's injured, Boris, so that's it. It's all over. That one has finished 2-2 as well. So let me just show you the top of the table here. And as you can see, Arsenal still top, 33, 75 points. City second, 31 played, 2 games in hand, but only 2 points behind on 73. After today's win, Newcastle are third, 32, 62 played. United, Tottenham did Newcastle a favour, 31, 60. And then Spurs are underneath Man United, 33 played, 54 points. Above on goal difference, which is quite a big goal difference over Aston Villa, who are on 54 in 6th, with Liverpool in 7th and Brighton in 8th. And that's it. It's been a long one. It's been a very, very long one because everything's been kicking off at different times. And like I said, we was disappointed that, with the draw at Leeds. Would we have taken that point? If you said to us sort of, in Rodgers' era, look, we've got Leeds coming up, will you take a point away from home? Yes, we would, because we were awful then. It's just disappointing, and that's maybe shows how far Dean Smith has brought us in such a short space of time. But look, it's still in our own hands, and that's the thing. It's still in our own hands. And we have a very, very quick look at the bottom of the table again. There you go. Southampton there. I think they are down now. Everton are in trouble. If we can beat Everton on Monday, I think we're going to be putting Everton down, to be honest with you. Forest, where it's very tight. They've got Bournemouth, is it, or Leeds? I think they've got. You got Bournemouth, Forest. It's going to be tight. It could be down to the last game of the season when we have got West Ham, and I preferably hope not. But we've got to play Newcastle, and that scares me. But look, thank you so very, very much for watching. Thanks to Brad for trying to get on and actually popping on at half time. Really do appreciate that. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Too many to mention. You've all been very, very pleasant, and it's been a pleasure to have you in and on the show. And especially to LCFC Grey for the £10 super chat. Really did appreciate that early. It really does help the channel out. If you listen on your favourite podcast platform, then thank you for lending me your ears. You can have them back now. Yeah, that's right, Brentford you've got. That is very, very true. Look, thank you so much. Don't forget, if you're new, please do subscribe. If you are subscribed or whether you're not, please smash the likes. It does get us seen on non-subscribed channels. Click that notification bell and you'll never miss a show. And if you want, for just $1.99 of your good English pounds every month, you can become a member. And as more members we get, we are going to be doing some member-only shows, probably next season now, to get the numbers up to it worth doing. Look, this has been LTID TV from Leicester Till I Die. I've been Chris, and this young lady here is Marilyn. Good night. See you tomorrow at 8 o'clock for the prediction show.
These videos are so dreamy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to click the notification bell.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.